Welcome to Dream Desk Sherlock Holmes series. I'm Miss Dream, and today I'll be telling you what happens in Chapter 3, The Lauriston Garden Mystery. It all started quiet morning. At first, everything felt normal, peaceful even, but that feeling did not last long. By now, Watson started to notice something about Holmes. He wasn't just unusual. He was different in a way that was hard to explain. The way he thought, the way he noticed things that others ignored. Sometimes it almost felt like he was seeing a completely different world. That morning, Holmes was sitting quietly. Too quietly. He didn't move. He didn't speak. And then suddenly, there has been a murder. Watson looked up immediately. A murder? Holmes didn't answer right away. Instead, he held up a letter. It was from the police. And they were confused. When the police were confused, they called Holmes. Holmes stood up straight away. No hesitation. Come, he said. And just like that, they were on their way. The street was called Lauriston Gardens. It was quiet. Too quiet. The house stood there, empty and still. Dark windows, closed doors. The kind of place that made you feel uneasy, even before you stepped inside. When they entered, the silence felt heavy, like something was wrong. Watson could feel it immediately. This is not just a place where someone had died. This was a place where something had happened. Something strange, something carefully hidden, and Sherlock Holmes was ready to uncover it. Holmes did not rush forward. He didn't react the way others did. No shock, no fear. Instead, he slowed down. He stepped carefully forward into the room, as if every inch of the floor mattered, because to Holmes, it did. Watson watched him closely. To anyone else, it might have looked like nothing was happening, but Holmes was working in a way no one else could see. His eyes moved across the room. The walls, the floor, the body. Nothing escaped him. The man laid there, still and silent. No wounds, no blood. And yet, nothing escaped him. Fear, not the kind of fear you feel for a moment, but the kind that freezes you, the kind that stays. Watson felt uneasy. How could someone die like that without a struggle? Without a mark? But Holmes was not looking at the body the way Watson was. He crouched down, not beside the man, but beside the floor. His fingers slowly moved across the surface. Dust marked small, almost invisible details. And then he noticed something. Footprints. Not one set, but two. Watson leaned closer. To him, they looked faint, messy, hard to understand. But Holmes saw something completely different. One man was tall, he said quietly. The other, well-dressed. Holmes didn't explain. Not yet. Instead, he stood and moved towards the wall. And there, written in dark, uneven letters, was the word R-A-C-H-E. Rash. Watson felt a chill. There was something unsettling about it. Something deliberate. The detectives think it's a name, Watson said. Holmes shook his head slowly. No. His voice was calm and certain. This is not a name. Watson frowned. Then what is it? Holmes glanced at the word again, his eyes sharp, focused. It is German, he said. It means revenge. The word seemed to echo in the room. Revenge. Suddenly, everything felt darker, more personal. This was not random. This was not chance. This was planned. Holmes continued to move around the room, each step slow, deliberate. And then, he stopped again, near the body. Something small caught his attention. He bent down carefully and picked it up. A ring, a woman's wedding ring. Watson stared. How had they missed that? It had been right there. Holmes turned it gently around his fingers, studying it, thinking. This is important, Holmes said quietly. Watson could feel it too. This wasn't just an object. It meant something. Somewhere, there was a woman connected to the story. A woman who had lost this ring, or a woman who had been taken from it. Holmes stood up slowly, his expression calm, but his mind clearly racing ahead. This is not a simple case, he said. Watson nodded. He understood that much now, but Holmes understood more. Much more, because while others saw the dead man, Holmes saw a story. A story hidden in footprints. A story hidden in words, in objects left behind. And he was already beginning to read it. And just like that, mystery grew deeper. A word on the wall, a ring on the floor. Footprints no one had noticed. Each clue small on its own. But together, they were beginning to form something much larger. Something darker. Something intentional. This was not just a crime. This was a message. And someone has gone a great length to leave something behind. But the question remains, who? Who wrote the word? Who left the ring? And what kind of person planned something like this with such care? Holmes is getting closer, closer to the truth hidden beneath the surface. Closer to the mind behind it all. But the deeper he goes, more dangerous it becomes. So tell me, what do you think the word really means? And who's the woman behind the ring? Take a deep breath, because next chapter, the mystery begins to move. Thank you for being here at Dream Desk. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe and come back for the next chapter. Good night, and remember, sometimes the smallest clue is the beginning